right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to WRMN AM 1410, the voice of the Valley and the talk of the town, broadcasting here from Studio 14, serving you, the Fox River Valley area and beyond as well, too. We love to talk about things that are happening locally in the area when it comes to arts and entertainment, food and restaurants, and local events that are very important that we'd love to discuss with you today. We appreciate everyone joining in during this segment. And if you want to tune in, of course, feel free to stick around for more. We're very pleased today. We do have the Knights of Columbus Council 2191 today here with us in studio, Batavia and Geneva. And we appreciate all of you coming in today. Thanks so much for joining us. How is everyone doing today?
Fantastic.
Real good.
Great.
Awesome. So we've got Len Solfa with us, as well as Rocke and Hugo Saltijeral. Is that how I pronounce it correctly?
That's good.
Okay,
Thank
good. All with the Knights of Columbus Council 1291, representing Geneva and Batavia. Would you folks like to start a little introduction for folks who don't know who you are?
Sure. Thanks, Matt.
Of course.
So, we're out of Council 2191 in Batavia and Geneva, and we're here primarily to talk about the Tootsie Roll Drive. We'll get into more detail about what that is and what the background of that is, but we're just excited to be here and have the opportunity to talk to you. So I'm going to let Hugo introduce himself, and then it'll come back to me eventually after Len.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me here, guys. My name's Hugo Saltijeral. I'm the executive director of VSW, Valley Shelter Workshop in Batavia. So lucky to be here, and thank you for letting me be with you guys to share the great work the Knights are doing in the Fox Valley.
Thank you, Matt, for having us. A little background on the drive. The Knights of Columbus Council 2191, representing Geneva, Batavia, it's again raising funds that helps provide financial support to local organizations serving individuals with intellectual disabilities. Our annual Tootsie Roll Drive, which is officially called the ID Drive, but everybody knows it as the Tootsie Roll Drive, is scheduled for September 4th to the 7th, 2025. In 2024, we raised approximately $25,294, and our 2025 goal is $27,000. Approximately 90% of the funds collected stay right here in our community, with the remaining 10% being dispersed to organizations throughout Illinois. Local organizations supported by our generous donors are the Association for Individual Development out of Aurora, Fox Valley Special Recreation Association out of Aurora, Giant Steps, Sugar Grove, Illinois, Markland Hyde Center in Geneva, Raising Lights Project in St. Charles, Special Camps Winfield, Special Olympics Illinois, the Region C, which includes King County, and with Hugo here, their Valley Sheltered Workshop out of Batavia. Historically, 100% of our funds were cash donations made during our actual drive weekend. You'd see Brother Knights on street corners in Geneva or Batavia in front of local restaurants, coffee shops, and local stores, wearing bright yellow vests, which we have on today, holding collection jugs, and of course, handing out Tootsie Rolls to our donors. We have our collection jugs with us. So with a few people carrying cash, we have a much more multifaceted approach. Now we start our efforts in early July, and we run through the end of the year, in addition to our traditional fund drive weekend. Fundraising activities that we have are multiple. We have food fairs through local restaurants, collections at local sporting events, donation boxes at local businesses, marketing efforts, social media, local newspaper, church bulletins, and through the generous hospitality of WRMN on the radio.
So for those of you that may not be that familiar with the Knights of Columbus, it's a fraternal organization for Catholic men that was founded in 1882 by Blessed Father Michael J. McGivney. And it started out as a benefit society for Catholic immigrants, that so many people were coming to the United States, and they found out that when there was a death in the family or whatever, they didn't have anything to fall back on. So he created this organization. Is a global fraternal organization dedicated to charity, community service, and advocacy for Catholic values. But it was also, there's another leg of that was really just to support those who may be left behind at some point. So it was started in March 29th, 1882 in New Haven, Connecticut by Father Michael J. McGivney, who's now Blessed Father McGivney. And he aimed to create a mutual benefit society to support Catholic families, particularly in immigrant communities who faced economic hardships and discrimination. The first council was formed shortly after the incorporation in 1905, and the Knights have expanded beyond the United States to establish international councils. Today, the Knights of Columbus is built on the principles of charity, unity, fraternity, and patriotism.
Very nice. Now tell us a little bit here too. So how long have you been a member of the Knights of Columbus?
I personally have only been a member about 3.5, 4 years.
Okay.
Yeah. Hugo's a brother knight as well, even though he's the executive director. It's fun that he's a knight as well.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. Very good. And then how long have you been a member?
Oh, I've been a member, I think 5, 6 years.
Okay.
Yeah, I think something like that.
Very cool. And again, it's great too that you have a community so strong like the Knights of Columbus that does have a foundation on Catholic values, but also as well too going out into the community, being very active and making sure that voices are heard and that you do offer a lot of different things and activities that are out there too. So we're excited to be talking a little bit more about that with you today. So thanks so much again for joining us.
Sure. A little bit on the history of the drive itself. The Tootsie Roll Drive, of course, in general, we're a charity organization. So a lot of the work that the Knights do are done behind the scenes, and we provide money to a lot of people in need through the different parishes that we represent. Just a lot of things that, just go on behind the scenes because everything we make goes right back out. So it's a nonprofit organization, and we really just are a charitable organization. But the Tootsie Roll Drive is a little bit unique because all the money we raise in the Tootsie Roll Drive is earmarked specifically for these organizations that Len had mentioned, and Valley Shelter being an important part of that. So the history of the drive is a rich history. It started in the Chicago area, actually. So now it's across the country, but it started out for people they just saw a need for people that had intellectual disabilities. Back in the day, they called it mental retardation, but now it's a broad spectrum, and Hugo can talk a little bit more about that, but it's really all different types of people with intellectual disabilities. And it started out actually in a council in Tinley Park, Illinois. It's expanded, as I said, throughout the entire country now, and it's something that we do every year, and it's become an important part of our annual activities.
Very good. So what has been really kind of the most rewarding aspect to the Tootsie Roll Drive? What would you say are some of the most, there's so many different out there, but what would you say are the top, or some of the top that you really just are very proud of and that you feel humbled by?
I think our leader, Tim Studlow, we have a committee that starts meeting, believe it or not, in March. The Tootsie Roll Drive is always the first or second week in September. So we start meeting 7 months in advance, and we have monthly meetings, and there's a group of 10 or 11 of us. And what I'm really proud of is we've realized that people don't carry cash anymore. So that's why we've had to expand our reach by doing food drives, by doing donation boxes, by really marketing ourselves on your radio station, on social media and things like that. What I'm really proud of is when we're out on the street corner and we actually get to intermix and people see what the Knights do. And everybody that's familiar with the drive, they love the fact that we do it and they're supporting of us. But there's a lot of others that really don't understand what the Knights of Columbus do. So we're out there and we're the face of the Knights for that weekend. And it's really enjoyable just to tell people what we're doing, be Christ to others, just be generous with our heart to people, whether they donate or not. We were talking about that earlier. Sometimes it's fun just to give somebody a Tootsie Roll, even though they don't want to donate. It's like, well, I don't have any money. That's okay. Have a Tootsie Roll. You need a Tootsie Roll today,
And bringing those smile into people's faces too. You never know what little thing and gesture that you do can make someone's whole day or life even better.
Right.
So, absolutely. So that is, again, the Tootsie Roll Drive. Now, when is that coming up again?
September 4th through the 7th.
4th through the 7th.
Yeah, it's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday event.
Very good. And where is it going to be located?
Well, we will be throughout the facts, throughout Batavia and Geneva. We'll be on street corners, we'll be in front of businesses and restaurants. We'll be at the theater on Randall Road in Batavia. In fact, Hugo is going to be with a group of his folks from Valley Sheltered and their families collecting at the Batavia Jewel off Randall Road. And I had talked to Dino earlier and would love to have you guys come down if you could do a Facebook Live.
I would love to.
Because we're going to have, not only the Knights will be there, but again, Hugo and a group of people from Valley Sheltered Workshop and their families. So they've helped us do it the last couple of years, and it's been phenomenal to have them be part of the drive that we're actually helping raise money for their own organization.
Of course, we'd love to be a part of that. Absolutely. Now, how will people, and you and I all already know this answer, how will people able to decipher that you guys are there? I know it's because of what you're wearing. Is that right? It'll help too.
That's correct. Yeah, we want to. These are for safety, but of course, it also draws attention to people. I think when they see that bright yellow vest, it says right on here what we're doing. We're collecting money for people with intellectual disabilities. Our jugs now is another thing that we've gone and we've added QR codes to that.
Oh, perfect.
Because again, with people not having cash, we're like, scan the code, you could still donate online.
That's great.
So we really try to become more in tune with the 21st century, if you will, and give people a chance to donate, even though many people don't carry cash anymore.
Absolutely.
And go ahead and scan now. See if it works.
Yeah, absolutely.
That might
I'll
that
put
might
you
that
on.
might be an
Go
old
ahead
one,
and
actually.
scan.
See if that'll work too. And what we'll also do, I know that, is there maybe like on your Facebook page or website you have the scan
There
as well
is.
too?
We do.
Okay, we'll
We can-
definitely make sure to link that because we'll do a Facebook
Sure,
post. So.
sure. And the other thing is obviously the Tootsie Rolls. So again, sometimes we're not putting the jug out as much as we are holding the Tootsie Rolls out because people recognize, as Len said earlier, it's really the ID drive. And when I first joined the Knights, what's ID stand for? And it's intellectual disabilities. But affectionately, it's been called the Tootsie Roll Drive for years, but that's what it is. It's raising money for people with intellectual disabilities.
And there are a lot of different local organizations that are supported by a lot of the generous donors that are out there too. So there's quite a big list here. I'm seeing here: Association for Individual Development, Markland Hyde Center, as well as Special Olympics as well too. So as they're going for really great causes. So that's fantastic.
Thank you.
Of course. Tell us a little bit here too. So we did go through a little bit on the overview of the ID drive. I know that you also do offer some other fundraising activities as well. If you want to touch base a little bit on that, or if you'd like to kind of.
You want to reiterate that, Len, the fundraising activities we've got listed?
Sure, I'd be happy to. We support the various charities that we talked about, and we definitely have food fairs, and we are actually soliciting at sporting events, such as some high school football games. We get there. We are by the local businesses. You could, especially in Batavia, Geneva, like Starbucks, Egg Harbor, Riverside Pizza. We'll be outside there collecting, and certainly the people have been most generous to us. And then social media, we do our advertising there through Tim Studlow's work. We've been very successful. In the local newspapers, we get articles printed, and then we'll be outside the churches in the various community, such as Holy Cross, St. Peter's. We're there in the mornings for their church services, and we're sometimes there in the evenings. And then obviously the hospitality that you extend to us as a radio show, and it makes a huge difference because we are able to attract a lot of donations, as people aren't always going to be driving down and seeing us, but they definitely visit stores, visit local restaurants, et cetera, and that makes a big difference. And a lot of it is not really understood as to where the money goes, but that's why this gentleman, Hugo's here. He can tell you quite a bit about what it does for his program and for other programs like his.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about what it does for the programs.
Well, thank you.
Of course.
As the executive director of VSW, I was a Knight well before I became an executive director of VSW. So I was familiar with ID Drive, participated, helped out there and raise money, and then to be full circle, come back and be one of the organizations that's really supported and uplifted by the Knights is beyond a blessing. And so on behalf of myself and everybody at VSW, thank you. But what you're talking towards of, like, how far does this money go? How far does this support go? It is expensive to have disabilities in America. Families struggle above and beyond what insurance costs to help an individual with intellectual disabilities. Parents are paying out of pocket to do those things, and it's hard. It is so hard, and I found that. I found it out being their executive director. In America, there's over 13% of Americans living in America with intellectual disabilities. That's 33 million individuals are out there. And if it wasn't for organizations like myself and AID and Rising Lights and all the other ones that are out here working hard to make sure that the families have what they need and individuals are not left alone, we wouldn't be able to do it without the Knights of Columbus. What we're able to do with those funds raised, our organization is 100% free to our community and to our families. And the way we're able to do that is because of that support. We believe that every adult in America, we all work. We all have to feel that our purpose comes through work. But if you have disabilities, usually work's out of your reach. And what we're able to do at VSW is we create opportunities within our own facility, and we also partner with small businesses outside to bring work to individuals that wouldn't be able to do it. And through those tasks that they do or whatever projects they're working on, they get paid for at the end of the week. And they get to go home and show that check to their families and say, this is mine. We have one young man there, his name's Daniel. On payday, him and his mom go to the bank. Everybody knows his name. He deposits his check, and he goes and buys his own things. He likes buying a lot of Cubs hats. He's a big Cubs fan. And that's what we want to do. That's what we want to do. We want to create that. And the way we're able to do that at VSW is with the support. We don't get a lot of funding from other places. We are a local nonprofit supported by our neighbors. And we are truly, truly blessed.
That's awesome. Very, very good. You've got, of course, such a strong community bond, and I think it's so important that people come together for these events, not just to raise money, of course, for folks with intellectual disabilities, but also I think it's important to also kind of try to educate people as well, too, because of stigmas and things like that, and I think it's good to also educate as well. So do you also have professionals on the scene as well who might also be more even grander in tune with all of that as well too, would you say?
I don't get the question.
Oh, so like who else do you is a part of the team with you when it comes to?
Oh, at Valley?
Yeah.
Valley, we're supported. We have professionals there that work with individuals on a daily basis to make sure that they can engage in tasks, but also just people with disabilities suffer from mental health issues at a higher rate. We're there to make sure that we can help them through that by creating tangible pathways, right? Not everybody's going to have access to counselors and therapists and all those things. And I don't know about you guys, but me going, when I'm struggling mentally or can't go forward, a day at work really changes things for me. Really makes me feel that I'm a part of my community. I'm not left alone. And that's what we do there. And all of our people come in. We have a huge volunteer base that comes out and supports us. Again, we're a small organization. We support local, and all our support comes from local. And it makes a difference. Yeah. It makes a huge difference. When you have your neighbor coming over and helping your other neighbor, son or daughter, it just changes the whole community.
Definitely.
Hugo, could you maybe give a little bit of the history of Valley Sheltered Workshop, and also maybe just talk about the size, the number of people you serve, and things like that? I think that's important to know too, because when we were there one time, it's fun to see how the families, the people that attend the workshop, are participating, and it's like one big family.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
they all know each other. That's kind of a neat aspect of it, I think.
I that family that resonates with us because we were founded by a family. Right, our founder in 1966 was Reverend Johnstone. A lot like the Blessed Father, right? Created something because he seen something in this community that needed something, right? That's why everything started. The ID drive started at a small council outside of Chicago, right? All the things start because somebody sees a need. And Reverend Johnstone had a son with cognitive disabilities and saw that there was nowhere in the community for him to be and engage with. And sheltered workshops of our own, of what we have, we're one of the first supports for adults with cognitive disabilities. Prior to 1960s, if you had cognitive disabilities, intellectual disabilities, you were in institutions. You were at home. There was none. Once you aged out of school, there was nothing for you. So we wanted to create something like that. And being a reverend, you have connection to people. And he connected with local businesses and said, hey, can we borrow some of your items that you do there at your company, and to allow our kids to feel that they're part of our community too. Because what happens every night, right, when we have kids growing or older kids, we're sitting at the dinner table, what do we talk about? Talk about work, right? And what Valley Shelters Workshop does, we allow individuals with disabilities to sit at their family table and finally be included and be able to talk about work too. So that family aspect is so important. Our organization has grown tremendously over the last few years. I've been the executive director about 3.5 years. We went from serving only 12 individuals. Now we're serving, all combined, we're over like 60, 70. We are one of the first organizations that are bringing in transition school-age students to come in. We started a mentor program between students and adults with disabilities. We wanted to create like I said, a tangible pathway for them. We want them to see adults with disabilities that look like them, that have the same life experience as them, show them how to navigate life. So we started that, and it's grown in popularity and showing results. So this year we have 6 transition programs that are joining us too. When they come on board and they're with us, we have their whole community follow them. If you come to any of our summer programs or any of our events, which usually are always free, all the families come with them too. We're going to be having this Friday, kicking off the Tootsie Roll Drive. We're going to be celebrating the relationship the Knights of Columbus has with everybody in the Fox Valley and honoring them, especially this council, about what does their ability to go out there and raise not just money but awareness for what we do. So we're going to hopefully anybody can come and join us this Friday at our facility in Batavia, 325 Main Street in Batavia from 11:30 to 12:30. Come and have lunch with us. It's 100% free. I always say, come for lunch, stay for the fellowship. And I'll be 100% honest with you. If you show up, it's going to be really hard to leave.
I love that. Well, again, thank you all for joining us today. To kind of wrap it up here, tell us a little bit again about your goals and your mission here for
Sure.
folks who might be interested in knowing more.
Sure. Well, our primary goal, I think, with the ID Drive is to raise money for these organizations to help support people that do have intellectual disabilities, but that's just a small part of it. It's really to raise the awareness of the need for the families, people that have intellectual disabilities themselves, and the organizations that help support them, raise that awareness, let people know that these organizations are in our community, and those organizations are really vital to bringing joy and giving these people purpose in their life to, like Hugo says, the joy of going to work and having a purpose, purpose-driven, and the joy of Daniel going to the bank with his paycheck, and how cool is that, that he's actually earned a paycheck, and they're proud of that. And then the other thing is for our brother Knights to be out there in the community, bringing the light of Christ to others. And again, whether they give a donation or not, we want to be there. The face of the Knights is to be cheerful givers and just let people know that we really appreciate what they can donate for us.
Absolutely, and living out your faith in your actions as well
Right.
too. And this is a wonderful example. So I appreciate all of you coming on here to the WRMN today. Folks, you can check out more information. This is Columbia Knights of Columbus Council 2191. You can find them on Facebook. And again, that posting is on there. Please come out. This is Friday, August 29th. That is from 11:30 until 12:30. That's at 325 Main Street in Batavia. So please come on out. And of course, this is a great opportunity for folks as well too. So definitely don't want to miss out on this for sure. So thank you again all for joining us.
Thank you.
Was there anything else you'd like to add before we leave?
I think before we get out of here, I being on the receiving end of the generosity and the support of the Knights of Columbus, I think we have to give it up for them. All the nights that go out there throughout that weekend, not just up and down the Fox Valley, are going to be out there raising money for adults with for persons with intellectual disabilities. they're out there because parents can't get out there and do it, right? Organizations can't get out there, and they understand. They see the need in your community, and you guys are meeting it. So thank you on behalf of everybody, and please come out and support the Knights. If you see somebody with a yellow vest out there, throw a little something in there. It doesn't matter what it is, or just take a Tootsie Roll.
There you go. Thanks again, everyone, for tuning in here on WRMN. We're spreading the word here and the local news on what's going on in the Fox River Valley area. This is WRMN AM 1410, and we'll be back with more in just a bit. Stay tuned.